Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of State of the Shunion. I'm your co-host Ryan Landry.
I'm your co-host Tanner Young.
We're coming at you today with a very special interview live on the scene from Magazine Street, New Orleans, sitting down with the one, the only Aidan of 90's Kids Closet.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank y'all.
We've been wanting to line this up for a while. Yeah, for sure.
This stuff's fun.
So, love the spot that you've got here, man. I've been here. I came opening weekend, which you said that was about a year ago now.
Yeah, like a little over a year.
Yeah. So I came around then. I've come a couple times since, and I love how like every time I come, it's evolved and it's like it's still growing and stuff like that.
Yeah, always can't stay content with just one thing. So we always move it around.
It's sick because like it's a small shop, but you definitely make the most of it. You know, like it's packed, but it's not cluttered. Like it's very well curated. I'd say
it's hard to keep it like that, but
I'm sure find that balance.
Yeah, you gotta figure it out. Get a little OCD.
Yeah, I get that. So for everyone listening that doesn't know, can you maybe just introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from.
My name is Aidan. I'm from Abita Springs.
Okay.
Was born in Atlanta, but
How'd you end up down here?
My dad's from here. My dad's from Abita.
Okay.
And then my mom's from Lafayette.
Okay,
so
got you.
Just came back. I was just born there.
Yeah.
What about y'all?
I'm from Lafayette originally.
New Iberia.
Cool.
There, so
I've just been
Laffy boys. New
Lafayette
Iberia.
boys in the
Exactly.
building. Houston,
Yeah.
Mo City.
Houston.
Represent.
Yeah,
That's
word,
the area code.
Word.
95.
Houston has.
Put him on the spot. What's the area code? He had Vietnam flashbacks.
Not being interviewed here, right?
That's fair. You didn't have to prep for this. Yeah. So then you moved back to New Orleans or Abita Springs area?
Yeah, I moved back to Abita. Like I grew up in Abita.
Yeah.
And then I just moved over here like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're like
I lived
a
in
pretty
Lakeview
recent
for a little
transplant.
bit, and then I lived here. So
Gotcha. Okay.
It's lit.
Yeah,
I
for
love it
sure.
over here. Uptown's the shit.
Yeah. Growing up, was vintage like a big thing to you, or was it like you got older and then went back and had that appreciation for it?
My mom always she does antiques like
Okay.
50s, 60s, 70s, 80s shit.
Oh, like old.
Yeah, not clothes though. She does like
collectibles.
like furniture,
Oh,
just
okay,
like
gotcha.
whatever. I don't even know.
Home furnishing
Too
stuff.
much
Like,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was kind of like grew in it, and then I don't know how I really got into it. I think I was always like wearing like vintage stuff, but never really noticed it.
Yeah.
Like realized it. I would just like buy it at like random places. Like I had
Yeah.
some of my like coolest shirts are just like vintage. I didn't
Yeah.
know it.
Like you
So-
looked back on pictures
Yeah.
and realized like, oh, that came out like way before when I was actually wearing it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it just fell into place. I don't know.
Yeah. That's
It's
sick.
probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I guess for everyone also listening, we're kind of known for being a sneaker podcast. You have a little bit of a sneaker background though, yeah? Not like super sneakerhead, but you've got an appreciation
I
for
love
it, I'd say.
sneakers. Yeah. Certain ones. Like I don't know like the names of sneakers and stuff, but
Yeah.
like I love Sean Weatherspoons. We got some
Mhm.
Sean Weatherspoons
Saw
over
those.
there. Yeah. I've been like starting to fuck with New Balance crazy.
They've been getting like the past
I
couple
don't know,
of
like
years.
some of their shit's crazy.
They've had a real wave the past couple
I
of
know
years.
Politics posted some like I don't know what pair it was. Like I don't know the names of them,
Yeah.
but like it was 2 pairs that I was like, what the fuck? Like, going crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like New Balance definitely fits easier with like a vintage look, like a vintage style.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it goes with anything, which is crazy.
Exactly,
Like a
yeah.
lot of New Balance, but like they've been doing like colorways that are like bright and shit, which is like I think they've always been doing that, but like the new ones are just like
They're definitely stepping out.
they're
They're
sick.
definitely trying to definitely get some of that spotlight, and I think they're doing a super good job. People are styling them up all different ways. Yeah, New Balance is going pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't even have pairs. I have no pairs.
You don't own any pairs personally?
No, I'm looking at them like, yeah, those are fucking hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the Cactus Plant Flea Market Blazers.
I know that's
Yeah.
the sponge shoe that they did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that shoe so much.
Did you get those when they came out?
Yeah, I have 3 pairs.
3
Cause they're all like, I just buy whenever I can. Cause
Yeah.
like they're all different, you know. They're
Because
all
they
like
were
one of the ones.
the release for those, I don't know if you know, they came out on like the Nike
Yeah,
ID
yeah, it
Pro,
was
so
a
you could do
Nike,
your
yeah.
So are all your 3 pairs different from each other?
Yeah, they're all
Oh, that's
completely
cool.
different.
That's pretty
That's
tight.
sick, yeah.
Some people I feel like were rushing to make them to get the pair and made shitty
It was
pairs.
it was a thing that like when they came
Not
out,
shitty
people were
pairs.
worried that like they were gonna sell out. So many people checked out with
Just
the blank, like the
yeah,
slate
which
option.
isn't shitty, but it's like there's so many colors and like
there's
different.
so much you could play with it.
yeah, so it sucks that happened, but
Yeah.
part of the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
That's the hardest thing about sneakers for me is like that's why I don't have like a lot of them because it's like the whole like
It's a full-time job.
getting them
It's
is
like,
getting them.
You
is
gotta stay
hard.
on top of it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all just did the the politics.
We did just do,
Yes.
the politics, A6, always ready, Gel Light 3. Watch the review on YouTube right now.
Please and thank you.
ABP always be
It's
plugging.
fire. It's a fire shoe.
It was a really big milestone for us because they sent us pairs for us to check out and stuff like that. So for us, that's kind of been like grinding with this podcast thing for 3 years to kind of finally get some recognition like that. Super cool. Plus, it's a fire shoe.
They send y'all pairs.
Yeah.
First time they did. I know you're
I need
close
some,
with them.
I need some pairs.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Come on now.
I'm joking. But yeah, that shoe's awesome.
Yeah.
Stu and Gus did the whole fucking
did-
Ben. I think they
Yeah.
did like a whole display for it
The
and
whole
like
campaign
Yeah,
release.
they-
went all out and it was
They're
fucking
releasing today.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I wish I was out there.
I'm so sorry we tied you up with this.
No, called me last night and were like, come. I'm like, I can't
Aw.
come. It's a little late.
Yeah. But they're all in Dallas anyways, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Shout out politics.
shout out
There you go.
politics
Always.
first and foremost, always. Yeah.
So you said 2 years ago you moved
Mhm.
out here to New Orleans, and then you've owned the shop for a year. So pretty. Did you like when you were moving out here? Did you have something planned that you were like, I'm gonna open something up? Like, how did that? Because it seems very short of you being like here for a year and then literally like a year living here, being like, I own a company now.
I had a like a 2-bedroom spot when I
Mhm.
lived in Lakeview.
Mhm.
I just had 1 bedroom, like it was like pretty much this.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So like it was pretty much ready, but like it was like racks. I don't know. It was like shitty racks. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't like these installed.
The
things.
well-built
So
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
like I really had like a lot of shit, like too much shit, and then White Roach, which is the record store on the other side of this
Mhm.
wall. This wall was actually open, and they had both sides of it.
Oh, okay.
And she had like a little vintage section, and I would always just go like shop in it. She would always like maybe have some cool shit.
Mhm.
That like was my my
Yeah.
style or whatever. And then one day she came and she's like, "Yeah, we're like putting this wall up. You should open a store." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, we should do that."
That's crazy.
It's kind of just like, let's do it.
Yeah.
But it was definitely probably like a little like I probably could have waited and like had things more in place, but like I just did it, and I'm
I mean, it's a
happy
good
I did it,
opportunity
yeah.
and to have a spot on Magazine Street.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's pretty. That's
if you'd
pretty
waited,
nuts.
you might be
Yeah.
kicking yourself. Who knows?
yeah,
where you'd be.
exactly. No, definitely don't regret it at all. It's a good spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool little old building.
From growing up to then like having that 2-bedroom spot, what was then like your journey from like looking back and seeing you had vintage growing up to like when did you get, I guess, kind of like bit with that bug to where you're like, I really want to start like buying it and collecting it? Were you doing it with the intention of selling it at first, or are you just building up your own collection?
So at first I was in my parents' garage, like it had AC and shit. Like
I was about to say, in
I
Abita
was,
Springs, you'd be
yeah,
cooking in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I was sleeping there, and then I had like a bed and shit. But then I got a futon and just like used the back of it to have like a couple racks. And I was actually just buying shit and selling it on Snapchat,
Wow.
which is really weird.
That's crazy to
And
look
it was
back
like
on.
it was like dumb shit. Like it was just like I don't even know what I was buying. But that's how I learned the process. So.
Right.
Yeah, I did that, and then like someone was like, "You should get an Instagram." And then once I started getting into that, I got pretty into it, and I was like finding cool shit,
Mhm.
which is weird, but like it seems like it wasn't that long ago. But like the market, like there was a lot less people like thrifting, I guess.
It's
So like,
definitely
Mhm.
exploded.
yeah, like the first time I went, I found some like Alexander McQueen shoes, which like is just random, but like
Yeah.
like
Just to thrift that.
yeah, it's like
is
$40,
insane.
and
Yeah.
then like turned it to 200. It's like wow,
That's
kind of
crazy.
opened your eyes to like there's money to be made, which
Yeah,
is
for
cool.
Yeah.
sure. That's crazy that you were doing it on Snapchat because that would be like it would all be people you know and stuff, right? Like it's not like a public
yeah, it's
storefront.
definitely just people that I knew.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but it was you know, it was a vibe for a little bit.
That's crazy. Yeah. And so then from there to the bedroom to moving into here, I mean, like I can see how much we're sitting around now. How much has the collection grown since like you first started doing it?
Honestly, I might have had more when I first started. Like I had so much shit. Like
In
it
this
was,
location?
No, oh no, I'm talking about like in my old house. Like I had a lot of shit. Like, but
That's why I'm asking because I
Yeah.
can't imagine more than this in a bedroom of like a
Yeah.
2-bedroom
it
apartment.
was just like containers. But now I have like a storage unit. Just like
oh,
my
okay.
goal is to just like
Yeah.
stack that up as much as I can.
Yeah.
So
So keep a back stock and then when you sell out of here, just replenish from there.
yeah,
That's
pretty
a-
much.
That's a
Or
good way.
no, honestly, I like try not to grab stuff out of there. I really just want to like hoard it to like
Yeah.
be able to expand one day or something.
I feel like
or-
every
Oh, that's
vintage
tight.
collector's kind of got a little bit of that hoarder mentality though, you know?
my mom really has it.
Yeah. Well, obviously, like you said, yeah.
Didn't
She-
fall too far from that tree.
Yeah. She's not like a hoarder, but she's organized as fuck. But she has a lot of shit, and it's like, where do you get all this?
Yeah.
There you go. That's the game.
yeah.
That's the game you gotta get because you don't know what that next piece is gonna be.
Yeah, it's impressive. That's impressive.
With your mom having that background, was it then? I mean, obviously, I don't think you have to sell her on opening the shop, but do you remember when you were telling her about opening this shop, what her like thoughts were on that?
They were down for it.
Yeah.
So it
I'd
was
imagine
cool.
if they've got that background, it's probably
Yeah.
Plus, if you've
supportive.
been doing it for years,
My dad doesn't have the background. He like hates it, but, or hates like the.
He's surrounded by it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he can't
right.
get away
Get
from
out
it.
of it.
Yeah. So it's funny. It's a funny little dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's fun. I enjoy it.
So
we
when
just got like, we just bought like 150 of those. You can't see them on the camera, but it's a bunch of these little like starting lineup, like 90's baseball, basketball, and football toys.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that. It's just like, it's crazy how much stuff there is out there.
Yeah.
It's like infinite. There's so much shit.
When you started collecting, was it mostly clothes, and you've since branched out into all these other things, or from the get has it been like everything?
No, I was mostly clothes for sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember like what the first thing was that made you like an accessory or like a shelf piece or something like that that made you kind of open your eyes to like, oh, I should get all these other things as well?
I don't know. Like, kind of with the whole antique thing, like, there's always been cool, like,
Mm-hmm.
toys and shit around. So I
Yeah.
feel like I've always had them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I feel like just, like, honestly, from inspiration from other vintage, like, stores, like, it's like, it's part of the aesthetic. And it's all cool. Like,
Yeah.
all this stuff you kind of learn to,
To appreciate.
yeah,
and grow the
appreciate. Like,
collection for
this
you.
random Nesquik thing that someone
You
brought
just
in.
recently got that.
That's what I was gonna.
Wait, someone brought that in, or you went go looking for it?
Someone brought it in, like, not too long ago. It was like, they were like $100 you can have this. And I was like, oh, that seems kind of like it takes up space.
Yeah.
But then they were like, just take it for $20. And
Well, that's a lot
yeah,
easier to sell. Yeah.
it worked out. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely wanted to bring that up. So on the Instagram, just be like, what should I do with this?
Yeah.
Like I have this now.
Did you
so-
buy it and then you were trying to figure out what to do with it, or you were trying to figure out before you bought it?
Yeah, it was like an impulse buy, but it's like $20. Why not? you
Yeah,
know?
I mean $20. I mean,
Even
worst
if you
case
hate it,
scenario.
not that much lost. Yeah.
But it's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's tight.
On going back to all the action figure tiers, so like I've got a little bit of familiarity in like the vintage clothing world and stuff like that, and I know trading cards are also a thing, but like
Mhm.
how big of a thing are action figures? Do you have a background of that, or you're just trying something new?
No, yeah, I'm pretty familiar with it. I don't know, like a lot of those are honestly just like probably like $8 to $10, like
Okay,
like
gotcha.
realistically. But some of them, like that Randy Johnson one,
Mhm.
is like 25. I have some Dennis Rodman ones that are definitely a little bit more expensive.
For
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Yeah, whoever sold them to me, I feel like definitely kept some of like there's no Kobe ones. or,
Oh,
like,
okay, gotcha.
so
They kept
like,
the heaters.
They knew
yeah,
some
they
of
kept
what
a few of these,
but
but there is a
Rodman,
lot
though,
of
I mean-
there's a lot of good shit. Like that Jeff Gordon one's probably like $20.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky is probably like 15.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of them get a little bit higher, but I mean, I feel like there is some toys. Let me see if there's any toys here. Oh yeah, the R2D2 is like $80.
I saw that
Oh,
you
yeah.
you just got that one too. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep hitting this. Yeah. There's toys get expensive, but like I feel like these are all pretty just like, if there was like a average price, it'd be like $10.
Yeah,
They're cool. They look cool for aesthetic.
it's cool.
I'd
looking.
imagine that they would be more, but
Yeah.
like I guess there's just so many of them.
But I guess also the audience for it, like you probably have being on Magazine Street, you got a lot of foot traffic. Someone will probably walk in and recognize, like, oh, this athlete, I love this athlete growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
$10 is like an easy impulse purchase.
I don't know all the athletes. I was looking at him and like one of my friends like knows a lot about sports, and he was like,
Yeah.
this person's like, was super good, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know that.
Tanner's definitely the sports head in like
Sports
our
head?
dynamic here. for
Yeah, I
sure.
saw a lot
Yeah.
of Broncos gear. Big
Yeah.
Broncos fan. So
Really?
yeah, saw a lot of that gear. A lot of John Elway up there. Saw a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
figures.
There is a couple John Elways.
Yeah.
We'll have to give you one after.
I think
this.
it's super tight. Like I like the kind of like the diversity you have in here because like I feel like vintage clothing is kind of like not really niche, but like you really gotta kind of know it. Like a lot of people are like you're very much being like I want to go pick up vintage.
Yeah.
So having like someone who may come in who is kind of looking for that vintage clothing, another person is like, oh well, I remember growing up watching this player, or
Yeah.
like all of this random like action figure or something like that. Like I do that all the time with like Star Wars stuff, like Boba Fett.
Mhm.
Anytime I see a Boba Fett like vintage thing, I buy it. I don't care what the condition is. I have so many like Boba Fett action figures that are like missing a head, leg, stuff like that like kids would play with, and they come to places like this and have like a bin. They're like, give me $20 and you can have this whole bin.
Yeah.
I buy that up every time. It is like not even a question. I don't even look at the price. I just like Boba Fett, give it to me.
Yeah, it's action figures are tight. Toys are cool.
Yeah.
Good. You can sell them too, so
Yeah,
I like
for
them.
sure.
Easy moves.
It's nice to have.
Yeah.
It's like you're having decoration, you're having art on the wall, but also you can like flip it and make money off it real
Exactly.
quick as well.
Yeah, it's like kill two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're going out and you're trying to find pieces and things like that, is it mainly you? Do you have like a team that like you rely on? Do you rely on people bringing stuff in and you sorting through that way? Like
Yeah,
what is
kinda
I guess
that.
what is
I
your
have like
process of picking?
a few friends from like out of town and shit, who just like get a lot of it, like a lot of
Mhm.
clothes from however the fuck they find it, but like a
Yeah.
lot of shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, I get it for like wholesale really. And then we buy here. Like the thrifts, like it's kind of hard to get like actual good shit.
Like from the Goodwills and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
That's what
people
I'm
would think.
that's what I'm picturing because I'm picturing
Yeah.
a lot of people when they think of like thrift stores, you know, like a place like this that like will go and kind of like hand pick stuff and be like, hey, usually if you come to us rather than Goodwill, you're probably gonna find some heat.
Mm-hmm.
It must
It's
be
like you pay a little bit more to like have to like not deal with the process of going to like
Exactly,
10
yeah.
Goodwills.
Yeah.
being like I can come here, pay more obviously than Goodwill, but what are the chances? How many times are you gonna go to Goodwill to find this one piece?
Yeah.
So that's always been curious to me of anyone who opens a store, kind of like how you have, like how much time are you putting in of like going around hunting, or like do you eventually just make those connections with people who are like, hey, here's a bulk of whatever this
Yeah,
is.
it's more like that. And then like there is like times like I keep bringing up my mom, but she finds like she always goes to estate sales, like random ones
Oh,
out in the
yeah.
middle of nowhere, and like finds cool shit.
Yeah.
So it's like estate sales have cool stuff too, and it's kind of fun to find them like at estate sales because it's like I don't know,
Diamond
You're
in the
like,
rough type.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
definitely a little bit more like treasure out there. Like
yeah,
as cool as it is to get that feeling of like finding the piece out in the wild, it just happens so much less now. I think because so many more people
yeah, it's hard.
are
Like,
out there.
which just like any business, it picks
Right,
up. So
yeah.
Exactly.
it's respect.
Yeah. Getting started, how did you kind of learn, I guess, what was your taste, what was your style, how to figure out what would sell, what wouldn't sell? Did you have ups and downs where like you bought something, you're like, this is going to flip, this is going to be big money fast, and then like completely flopped?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was. I mean, there was a lot of that. There still is.
Yeah.
People like I'm trying to teach like some of my friends who like work here,
Mhm.
like the buying process. So yeah, there's definitely
Right.
that. But like for the most part, it gets pretty easy, especially when it's just like just t-shirts. Like we like
Mhm.
this spot's really small, so we don't want to try to have like every variety of vintage.
Yeah.
So we just do t-shirts. So it's a little bit easier to like just do t-shirts in
Kinda
my
curate it
opinion.
that way, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just trial and errors, honestly.
Yeah.
But you can't like I don't know. I've tried to like sit down and like teach it. It's like
Yeah.
But you just kind of have to learn and develop that
Yeah.
eye for it, I imagine.
yeah, you can't like categorize it. It's weird. It's like not like all rock tees are $100.
Yeah.
It's like they're from like 20
They
to
range, yeah.
1,000.
Yeah.
think- That's the cool thing about your shop as well. I think we were talking about it on the way up here that like I think you've got a great range of everything from like your average maybe $20 to $50 vintage t-shirt, maybe like a $5 pile for someone who wants something cheap, but also like some of the bigger like Grateful Dead tie-dye hitters for people who are looking for like the biggest
Some
piece in
serious
there.
vintage, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. A lot of people here aren't like really too knowledgeable about vintage.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes people will walk in and just be like, "This is fucking stupid," which I feel it because it's like, why is this T-shirt that much? But
Yeah,
it's
there
just
is-
like anything. You got to
Yeah.
learn the market. It's
There
like,
is that element I feel like a lot of people have with vintage of like, 'cause, I think it's probably the easiest to know like, kind of like how like what it costs to buy
Mhm.
and type thing, and then what is to sell. Like obviously
Mhm.
when you go to like, you're going to like a grocery store and you're paying like $5 or something. Obviously that company made it for like $1 or
Yeah,
10
yeah.
cents.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you don't know that.
yeah,
Whereas like I feel like with vintage, people have more of that. Well, I've gone to Goodwill and seen shirts for
seen
$2,
dollar
so
shirts,
why
yeah.
is this shirt
Right.
$40?
yeah,
Yeah.
And then that's usually when it's like, okay, you go to Goodwill
yeah.
and you look at the $2 shirts and
Yeah.
you try to tell me
You tell me if they're
how
worth
many of
50
those
bucks.
you're actually gonna end up
Yeah.
picking
Yeah,
up.
it's
So
like- it took 3 hours to find.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is
It's
kind of like I've always kind of like tried to like view the vintage stores now, like the one that made me be like, oh, that makes sense. It's like prices of kind of like you're kind of like going to a shop that is like a like someone you pay someone to like dress you.
It's
Mhm.
the curated experience. Like
There you
my,
go,
yeah.
my fiance is from Chicago, so every time we go up there, I drag her into round 2 with me.
Yeah,
'Cause they
fuck
just built
yeah.
one there like
Shout
a
out
couple years
round
ago.
2.
And the first couple times she went like same general reaction is like, why are all these shirts $50? This one got holes in it. This one has stains in it. And I'm like, you're paying for the time it took someone to go and find the 50 best pieces from 200 Goodwills and put them all in one
Yeah.
spot,
Yeah, it's the curation.
Yeah.
Some people won't ever get it. It's
No,
like, it doesn't
no.
matter.
Can't really
Whatever.
teach them then.
Yeah.
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 But it's like with shoes, like people will spend
Same thing.
so much bread on shoes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I respect it.
Like, hey, you got it. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hate on you because you
Yeah,
got it and I
yeah,
don't. So
fuck.
Yeah.
it is what it is.
How'd you end up getting the inspiration for the name of the store 90s Kids Closet, and like deciding to lead into the 90s thing? I'm not gonna vibe check you, but were you alive in the 90s? You seem young.
I was born in '98.
Okay, we'll take it. We'll
All right,
accept it.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. Back in, but
I
still,
feel like Steve Harvey on Family Feud, where he's like judges, and like we're like, we'll take it. 98 checks out.
Yeah, I'm like somewhat of a capper, if you will.
But you can still be nostalgic for it, because like I was born in 92, so like I was 8 at the end of the 90s. Like my
Mhm.
memory's not that great, but like still
It's
like
definitely your bread and butter. If you
exactly,
will,
yeah.
like-
But still, like then like you growing up in the 2000s, everyone was still wearing and using stuff from the
Mhm.
90s. So like I think people get that misconception a lot that
Yeah, my older brother was like super like into all like the '90s shit, I guess. Like
yeah.
N64, which I think might be '80s, but I don't know. But like the N64,
90s, yeah.
Nintendo, like
Yeah,
Pokemon
yeah,
yeah.
and shit like that. So, I feel like my background of the '90s stuff is definitely
It's there.
Yeah.
there you go. You had the mentor.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Exactly. It's not your
yeah.
fault. You couldn't choose when you were born.
Yeah, man. '90s are cool.
Yeah.
So you just decided to. I mean, kind of like you said, like, kind of seems that you've always had this like vintage closet, literally living in a vintage closet. So it does kind of fit.
Yeah, and like the store's super small.
That's
so
what I was gonna say.
Right, yeah.
The way that the kind of the vibe of the store very much seems like you are like in a closet. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? You're
yeah.
kind of just like hanging out. Like there's
It's
just a bunch of
small.
like stuff and yeah, the setup definitely feels it works with the name.
Yeah,
name of
which
it.
was kind of just like ironic. I think like just kind of worked out like that. I don't think
Yeah.
it was like planned. Like we named the store before, or like the name of the store was like just an Instagram name
Yeah.
Mhm.
before we opened the store, and then like it kind of just fell into place. It was like, oh, this
Gotcha.
kind of feels like a closet.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That works.
Did you originally have a different Instagram name that you changed to 90s Kids Closet? I
Yeah,
remember that. What was the
It
original
It
name?
was called Clusterfucked Clothes. Which like it got hacked or something, and like thank God it did.
Yeah.
That got
Can you
hacked.
imagine the marquee out on Magazine Street?
Yeah, it was popping though, like that.
Yeah.
Like it was. I only ship shit on Instagram, and like people would pull up to my house and just like buy stuff.
Yeah.
Damn.
It was cool. It was good. I like that was a good start. But it definitely, was all for a
Listen, you almost
reason.
miss that more not paying rent and everyone comes to you
Yeah,
instead.
yeah.
That's the business, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love this. It's
Yeah.
fun to have the aesthetic we got.
Yeah.
'Cause anyone will come through.
For sure. Speaking of anyone come through, you've had like several big athletes from New Orleans come through the shop, haven't you? Probably biggest one being Zion.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of the Pels players have.
Mhm.
Brandon Ingram hasn't.
Has not?
CJ hasn't. Yeah.
Come on.
There's a
Come
few
on.
people who need
Yeah.
to pull
I know
up.
they're watching. They
Obviously.
DM us every day, so they
Yeah.
got to be watching. But yeah,
But yeah, a lot of people come through. Everyone's super chill. We try to make it like not a
do they
like
give you the heads up or they just pull up?
it varies.
Because I feel like for
Sometimes.
like a certain like caliber of client, you kind of almost got to shut the store down. You don't want just like a bunch of random people floating
Yeah,
around
usually they'll
bothering
just
them.
come after 6, but like we do like some of the dudes just pull up like,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I try to keep it like everyone's pretty like normal. No one really asks for like pictures. Like we'll ask for a picture after they like
Yeah, for the
Right,
store.
yeah.
yeah for the
But I feel like
store.
that's
Yeah.
different.
But like there's been like several people in here and like everyone's pretty respectful and chill. That's how I like it to be because it's like I hate that shit. Like I would hate if people were trying to like take pictures. with me.
mobbing.
I mean, I
Mobbing for
get
an
it though. I
autograph,
get
yeah.
it. It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure it's hard. Like you said, like, when there is kind of that degree of like, okay, like, big athlete, but maybe not like, jersey selling
Mhm.
athlete. So, but I feel like when you have that kind of like energy in the store, then it's very much like that word kind of like spreads and things like that. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, no, they're super laid back, like chill. You just go in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's how we try to keep it.
Definitely.
Um,
Do you remember the first one to pull up on you? And like, did you know they were coming or did it just catch you by surprise?
I think it was Zion.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You
That's
n-
wild.
you not being a big sports person though, do you still recognize Zion?
So everyone clowns me because everyone like thinks that I just like. So I'm not like intense when I watch sports. I
Right,
fuck
yeah.
with sports,
Yeah.
but I'm not like intense.
keeping
And
up with your
also
days.
like some of my friends like will like have a bad day over like their team losing, so sometimes
Oh,
I'll troll.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair
yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
But
Been
I
there.
am like I'm a Saints and Pels fan. I'm a Pels fan for sure.
Okay.
Saints fan as well. But like, I'm a fan, but I'm not like prideful.
Right.
Or like I guess wow, I'm gonna get shit on for this one.
I'm about to say, let's.
We can't cut any of this. So
Yeah,
choose words
yeah, yeah.
carefully.
I'm a fan. But I don't get like very upset. Like it won't ruin my week.
Right.
What's
Which-
good?
That's
which
definitely
some of
That's how
my
it
friends
should
are
be.
like
Yeah.
that. A couple friends specifically, I'm like
I get that,
I
yeah.
can't ruin my day over it. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
But I love the city. Like
Mhm.
the city so yeah, I fuck with the sports here. I just want it I love when the city's thriving. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. Yeah, it's a whole different. Feels
and
like a
I
different
think
city.
we're looking good this year on both teams.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
I'm
hopefully.
also
Hopefully.
not
We'll
a
see.
sports person. Is Zion playing finally or
No,
he just got cleared yesterday.
he just got clear. He didn't play the finals.
Yeah,
He could
yeah,
play
no,
the
he
finals,
did-
but they
yeah.
said let's hold off.
Yeah.
So it'll be excited next season. Next season, he should be on the court. I hope he's on the
All
court.
I know from the sneaker side is that he keeps getting releases and new silhouettes, and I was like, has he touched the court? But
So-
really,
Big man got the injury.
He's
Yeah.
about to come back and ball. And
I'm hoping so.
I'm here
and
for it.
his shoes. I fuck with his shoes too.
They've definitely been one of the better signature models in a while, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Pels are gonna fucking kill it.
They did good this year.
Yeah.
They did good this year. So
We went to a game for my birthday in January of this year. We stayed in New Orleans for the weekend, and like Saturday night had nothing planned. And I was like, I think the Pelicans are playing. Like, let's look up tickets. Tickets were like dirt cheap. They were like
Yeah.
$25. So we went and watched. I think probably like you, like had a great time. Couldn't tell you anyone on the team's name, but
Yeah.
like fun to watch. We got creamed by the Celtics, but like
well,
went about my night. We had a fun time.
probably
Yeah.
gonna take home.
Yeah.
Probably taking home the championship. So.
Celtics.
Yeah, probably. I'd
They're-
love for the Heat to take them down, but Celtics
They're a good
probably take 'em
team.
down, so.
They're a
Yeah,
good
they're
team.
solid. So my always vintage question: are you? I know you said you got the storage, so you're trying to keep things on ice for seeing like what goes in the future. Are you buying some stuff that wouldn't technically be considered vintage now
Yeah, for sure.
to keep it on ice for like 5-10 years in the future, being like, okay, now people are wanting like, because I feel like the 2010s,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2008, 2012, in a couple years.
2013, it's crazy.
You know what I mean? They're gonna start being like, that was 10 years
we have
ago.
a Jay-Z and
plus.
Kanye tee from 2013. That's a tour tee.
Yeah.
I
It's just
feel like you
probably
sell
from
that now.
watching
It's
Zone.
You
It's
can
like
sell
Kanye
that now.
and Jay-Z. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can sell it for like 100 right now.
Oh,
but it's like,
yeah.
yeah.
But you sit on it,
Yeah.
and you're like, boy, what's it gonna?
We
look
have like cool I really like the new like rappers who have like passed away. Like
Mm.
I like their merch because like it's a lot of rappers that I fuck with. Like we just got a cool X Tentacion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what tee it was, but it was cool and it was
Like a tribute or a memorial to or something
no,
like
it
that?
was just
Like a
one of
tour
his
tee?
like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it was like
Yeah,
a tour
just a
tee.
merch
yeah,
drop,
It
gotcha.
was just sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he had some good stuff.
Yeah, anything Mac Miller, I love. Yeah, so that shit's cool. But like, yeah, I try to like find. Like, it's funny, like Britney Spears stuff goes for like $500.
Oh, especially
Wow,
now,
that's
she's
great.
free, Britney
That makes
free.
sense, Yeah.
yeah.
So
Britney
you
free,
know.
but the merch ain't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on.
We learned anything,
Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's funny. It's cool. Like I think I have like an Usher tee in here from like 2002.
That's amazing. I literally did a Usher binge at work yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, I work with nothing but 19-year-olds, so they had no idea what I was playing, but
Bumping some Usher.
it was great.
Yeah, it's funny how it it's just an evolution. It's like there will probably be like a 2000 store or something. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, is that? I mean, are we leaking? Are we leaking the next shop? Are we leaking 2000
Second location?
2000s kids closet?
No. But like people will be selling that shit. It's crazy. I mean, people
Yeah.
already do. Like we sell a lot of that stuff. Like,
Mhm.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you get like that vintage. You get like the nostalgia.
I definitely like can actually say that like I grew up.
There you
in
go.
some of
fine.
those
We'll
things.
take it. We'll
So
allow
it's
it.
like-
Speaking of, I mean, joking about like opening up a second store, do you ever have dreams of like expanding this to someone bigger, second location, or
yeah, I'll probably do like a second location.
yeah?
We're working on a flea market right now. That's some new news, but we're doing like a flea market.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be at a hotel in a
Like a
courtyard.
pop-up or like a
yeah,
permanent
yeah,
thing?
like
Okay.
like it's every other Sunday we're gonna do something.
Oh, that'd
Or
be
like,
fun.
Oh, that's
not
nice.
specifically every other Sunday, but
Yeah.
like with like every 2 weeks, whenever we can,
Kind
whenever
of like
we
the
can
Rose
do
Bowl
it.
thing, like in California.
Yeah,
they,
that's
like, it's
the
like one Sunday a
inspiration
month?
from it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
shit
sure.
like that. Rose Bowl is awesome. So that's really what I'm working on right now. But I definitely do want to get another store eventually. I never really want to like leave this one if I don't have to, because
Right.
it's just too good of a setup.
Yeah, for sure.
The cool landlord.
That's
Hey,
good.
there you
That
go.
always helps for
Yeah,
sure.
that is definitely the peak.
Yeah.
And then with keeping like merch on ice, is there any like do you have to try and make sure that like I don't know if like it wears away, moths, like is there ever a concern about like
Dry
product
rot.
getting damaged, like, dry
Dry
rot?
rot,
Is that
yeah.
like what is the process of trying to make sure that it stays ready to if you do
You're
need
supposed to wear stuff and wash it, but it's like hard to do that when there's like 1,000.
Big
Right,
bulk.
exactly.
So-
Yeah.
I think just good storage and some stuff. I think it's just inevitable.
Okay.
Like I have like a super cool Jimi Hendrix mosquito head T-shirt, which is like mosquito head is. It was. I think they were all screen printed different way. Like I don't know.
Okay.
They're so cool. They're like all over, and it's like usually it's like a big face of like an artist, like
Oh, okay.
they have, like Bob Marley ones. But I have a Jimi Hendrix one, and it's so cool. It's like my favorite shirt, but it's dry rot now.
Oh.
Mm.
Just nothing you can really
Frame
do
it?
about it. Yeah,
Frame it, hang
yeah,
it on the
yeah.
wall at least. Yeah. Just to
But that's
appreciate it.
really only dry rot. Really only happens with like certain black T-shirts.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
I don't know why. I think someone told me about it the other day, or not the other day, like a couple months ago. Like why dry rot was a thing, and it was just like I don't know. It only happens with certain black tees. It's
That's
weird.
interesting.
Maybe something with the
Yeah.
dye. I don't know.
I get yeah. I mean I guess it would
Yeah.
be.
It's so weird. It sucks. It's like you can feel it, and then all of a sudden you just
It
like
just crumbles.
barely like pull on it, and it just like rips. It's like what the
Damn.
fuck.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to
Oh,
those,
yeah.
to those shirts.
To the
Jimmy
dry
shirt,
rot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from losing that one to just age, has there been any shirts or anything you've picked up that you sold and then really regretted selling, or something you didn't pick up and really?
A pair of Dunks. Whenever I was
Ooh.
like first starting to thrift, I was just like buying shit
Mhm.
like, and I bought these Dunks, and I thought that they were like Nike ID or something. I didn't even know. I wasn't
Oh.
into shoes.
Right. Yeah.
And then I forget what shoe they were, but it was like I probably bought them for $20 or like $29.99. I knew they were like I was like I could probably flip them for $60. I think I sold
Mhm.
them for like 80, and like someone like hit me up and was like, dude, those are like $600 shoes.
Whoa.
Probably worth more now. They're like a
Yeah.
size 12, like good condition.
Oh yeah, good size too.
Yeah, I'll have to show y'all after this. It's on
Yes.
on
Yeah.
my clusterfuck clothes account.
Go look it up.
It's just like I always sometimes just go look at it. I'm like,
Just to
Yeah.
feel
Just to-
something.
you
just
live
to
and you
feel that
learn.
hurt
You
a
live
little
and you
There you go.
learn.
Yeah, a good mistake to make sure that you
Yeah.
you don't just take that first offer that comes through.
But at the end of the day, it's like get some for $20, sell for 80. It's like
So
fuck
still
it, it's
money.
Cool.
Still money.
Could have been like 400 or
Yeah.
300, but
Yeah.
you know, charge it to the game.
Yeah,
exactly.
charge it to the-
Exactly.
Yeah. What about, has there been anything that you regretted not picking up that like you found out and then like later realized was worth something? Or I feel like with how much you've probably gone through over the years, stuff like that maybe doesn't stick out as much as.
Yeah, I don't know. Like there's
Yeah.
there's not many things.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm sure there is, but like I just didn't like recognize it or like
Yeah.
realize it. I'm sure I'm definitely passed over some cool stuff.
Right.
But let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like like that's one thing I've kind of been pretty decent at is like buying stuff because I'll usually just like buy something and it won't be like worth what I thought it was. But
Gotcha.
the times when like I like when I was first learning, but like
Yeah.
the times that I did buy some stuff, it like turned out to be like worth it. You know,
Yeah.
sell some good turnarounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
We're
I guess
good.
yeah. I guess I'd rather buy something and it not hit. You know,
yeah,
but then
exactly.
I guess it's hard
Instead
to
of miss out, or you can at least make your money back. I'm sure. So it's
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
easy.
You break even at least.
yeah.
When you are like looking through, like what like are you really just looking for like a style? Like when you're looking at like, okay, what am I gonna buy? Is it that, or are you looking for like I know like there's some people who'd be like, oh, if it got this tag, you know,
He's
then
asking you
it's-
how the cane sauce is made right now. Like,
Basically.
how do you keep the shop
so
afloat?
so if I was starting a competing business,
And let's say it was called 2000s Kids Closet, theoretically.
No, I don't know. I think I've just like developed a liking for what I like, but like
Yeah.
also this, like I said, this store's super small, so we just keep it one thing. Like this is like one like I guess, like branch of vintage. It's
Mhm.
like all
Sure.
just like graphic tees really,
Right. Yeah.
and like racing jackets and
Yeah.
sports jackets, starter jackets. But like there's it's like get into all the denim and like there's
That's the
just
whole world.
yeah, there's just like there's other shit like I said, like the storage units, like we have a lot of that shit there, but yeah, this is just like one, curated
Gotcha.
Right.
branch
Yeah,
of vintage.
There's
I
a
feel
different,
like.
there's so many
Yeah, I
different
get that.
avenues.
But
that
I
you can go
love
down.
like other stores who have like denim and I feel like people think that I don't like, it's like I want to have that shit. I just don't have like the room for it. Like, it's like
Yeah.
to have all of it, but
To
it's like,
put it in here would
yeah,
take away
but
from
like
something
there's
else.
definitely be a lot more of that and like accessories and just all the other cool shit. There's so much cool stuff like
Mhm.
70s and like 60s, 70s, 80s stuff is so cool. Like it's so sick.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff is so old and still here. It's like, wow.
Still lasting, yeah. Is there an area of vintage you said like, like you're not really doing denim right now, just not for the space of it? Is there an area that like you identify would be really cool to get into, but you just haven't for some reason?
Women's stuff would be
Women's
cool.
stuff? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, women's stuff would be sick. Like I'm trying to get into that and learn.
Mhm.
It's just crazy because it's like I know this market so well, but it's like trying to learn other stuff is gonna be like a whole another couple years
It's
to
starting
learn.
all over.
Yeah.
I get that.
Women's stuff's cool. Denim is cool. Like there's such old denim. Like
Mhm.
I don't know all about denim. I know. Sorry, I keep fucking knocking.
It's all good.
I don't know a lot about denim. Like I'd like to get into the denim world. Like I don't know. There's denim and women's honestly, and then this shit's cool. But if like
Yeah.
Carhartt stuff's cool, like workwear and like camo shit. Like,
Yeah, it's big
Yeah.
right now too.
Definitely
Yeah,
popping
it
off
is
the workwear
big.
stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of that, which is
Mhm.
cool. I like to get into all of it, really. I'm sure there's more that I don't even know about that I just
Yeah.
haven't like dove into. But
Exactly. And I guess
Oh,
it's
right.
it's a pretty good spot to be in because I feel like I don't want you to feel like if you got bored of a certain style or something like that, like you said, there's so many different avenues that you can go down that it's like, okay, I'm kind of tired of collecting
Yeah.
this, and it's like, all right, well then let's just move into this. Let's learn about this. Like you've always got something to like keep your mind going, and there's always something to like learn, and then it's
Yeah.
kind of like hitting that spark again of like the hunt of trying to like find really dope
Yeah.
pieces and stuff like that. So
And I feel like this is like the most saturated market of vintage, like graphic tees.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is just like a lot more like jeans. Like no one goes through all the jeans at a thrift.
Right.
It's like
Take the time to go through it.
yeah, I feel like there's so much shit
Mm-hmm.
clothes out
absolutely.
there. It's
Yeah.
insane. I feel like I don't even know how much there is. But, like
No
I know
one
in-
does.
like they have like bins on bins of just clothes. It's
Yeah,
just, like,
I think it's pretty smart to like kind of like get your footing, get like set up with like the area that you know, like the style of vintage that like you've accumulated that you're known for. So you're like, okay, I've got my name out there. People know this. And so then you then now have this to keep things going while you're like, okay, like you said, like, all right, I want to look into like women's vintage,
Mhm.
denim vintage. It's like, cool, this can keep me going because I've got it set up now to
Yeah.
let me go. And then, like I said, you really can just like use this to move on. Then now you've got these two things, and you can move on. So it's always
Mhm.
like you got yourself set up.
Yeah, I think the upcycled stuff is cool too. Like when people just like cut and sew and
You
do their own shit.
you did an upcycled collection with politics, didn't you? I
yeah,
kinda
we
you printed on some
we
older
we
vintage
printed on
shirts?
some shirts. Yeah.
How'd that opportunity come around?
Stu, my friend Stu,
Right.
Mhm.
And Gus, I
Mhm.
think, and then Blaine kind of hooked it up, and
Gotcha. Okay.
it just worked out for a little bit. We did a couple runs, and
Yeah.
it was cool.
For everyone listening that doesn't know, was it stuff you already had on hand, or did you go look specifically for this collection?
We tried to curate everything to be like Dallas stuff to Dallas and like New Orleans shit here.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's hard to do that, like
Right.
curate all that at once. So yeah, it was my stuff, and then we just pressed onto
Yeah.
politics, onto whatever. It was sick. It was fun.
Yeah.
Good opportunity.
That's great. I mean, and it's a great not only is it I think great advertising for you, but it's a great message as well of you can take something that whether you were going to sell it here or some of the vintage stuff that just ends up in a landfill, it somehow just print a graphic on it and it's fresh, it's hot again, it's
Mhm.
cool and it's got a story and meaning behind it, which I think a lot of people look for nowadays with their
Yeah.
clothing and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. Politics is crazy because their shit could just be so simple, and it's just
Yeah, but it hits, it takes off every time.
Yeah, it just
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same with the these new sushi shorts are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been
I
playing.
was
The
we
colorways are nuts.
we pulled up and I saw the black ones with the all over ones on them, and I was
Mhm.
like, I'm probably spending money today.
Yeah.
This kid's closet, but I've been seeing them post them online. How'd you get connected with Cody and Wayne over there?
So Cody had Union Street shop
Yes.
back in the day, and I just I think that was even before I was thrifting.
Mhm.
The Godfather Cody and Wayne.
Always shout
Absolutely.
out. Give them their flowers. The literal like sushi flowers. Yeah.
But no, I would just go over there, and I think that I was just buying like whatever, and then they had like sushi next to it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just there. Like my friend Michael was always like around there, like buying shit from them back in the day. And then once I did start buying vintage
Mhm.
and shit, I like what happened? Oh yeah, he was selling a bunch of stuff from Union because he stopped doing Union. He was like
Right.
focusing on like sushi. So he had a bunch of shit, and I just went and bought like I'd go buy it all the time, and then like
Right.
buy some sushi socks and shit. Just built a relationship,
Yeah.
you know.
And that makes sense, like you can buy in wholesale from him because he's already bought it to curate for his shop, Union Street.
Mhm.
So it's like you don't probably have to comb through it as much. You
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
kinda
He hooked it
trust
up. He
what's
was
in
like
there.
that was like one of the like first things I like went and like bought a bunch of
Mhm.
shit, and it was like good stuff.
Yeah.
So that was a good opportunity. And then yeah, we just started selling them here, and then we fucking sell a lot of their shit here.
Yeah.
Like the shorts have been flying.
I'm sure. Yeah. You see everyone wearing them. And it's cool because I think probably like I think right before COVID, when we talked to Cody, he said was around when they shut down Union Street shop.
Mhm.
And Like Sushi was right next door to it, I remember.
Yeah, yeah, they're right
off
next to
Union
each
Street.
other. Yeah.
So I think there was a while there where they were probably just online only. So it's been cool to see them branch out and do some retail. Like some here, I think Humidity has some as well.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I think it's me, Humidity, and then Defend New Orleans DNO.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think they have some
That's
pairs
sick.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're great quality, everything.
I
you
love
know.
it.
Absolutely.
Love it for
Yeah.
sure. Cool to be able to like instead of just shopping online and looking at pictures and stuff, being able to have spots like this where you can go.
That's what's
check it
dope
out,
about
pick
it.
it
'Cause
up.
it's like I feel like they have, like push through online, but then like
Right.
it's cool to come here and grab like people who want to just come here and grab them. It's like
Right, exactly. Yeah.
come here, and we like I feel like we reach a different market of people who maybe wouldn't have like sushi's
That's
such a
true.
local thing, and like it's so cool, but it's like Tulane kids and like loyal, like they're not
Mhm.
from here, they don't really know.
They just
so, like,
come in, yeah, and
they
they
come in like, oh shit, this shit's cool, and then
learn
they
about
rock
it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Sick.
Pretty tight.
Speaking of Union Street Shop, you were saying earlier how like graphic tees such a crowded space in vintage right now. I know there's a handful of vintage shop in New Orleans, Swamp Rags, Visuals,
Mhm.
a couple I know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with those people? Is it like super chummy, super competitive, in between?
I hate them. No, I'm joking.
Right in the camera.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
hate those
joking.
guys.
Swamp Rags is Chris and Dante.
Yeah.
Chris and Dante, and I used to buy a bunch of shit from Dante.
Mhm.
We both were like just doing the Instagram thing and shit,
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.
and he always had a lot of shit. And then same with Visuals. I buy a lot of shit
Mhm.
from them. They're all cool. It's not really competitive like that. I feel like
Yeah.
it would suck. I mean, I'm sure we we do compete.
Right.
Like we're in the same business.
You're
but
in the
it's,
same
it's all,
area
It's all
geographically
fun. Yeah,
looking at
it's
stuff,
fun.
but yeah,
Like,
it's
Yeah.
not
it's not
Stores
really
that
fun.
are
it's not
competing,
like
but not
Yeah.
y'all.
yeah, it's not that at all. It's just like it's fun. They have their store is super cool. Visuals has really cool shit. My friend Strictly Nola does online pushes
Okay.
shit. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy how like you can just sell clothes.
Packed out here, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who do the shit,
Mhm.
and it's not really like competitive or like that. It's not.
That's
Yeah.
pretty tight. That's good that everyone can kind of like coexist. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Because you're all still in this same community and like love and passion of vintage
Yeah,
anyways,
and like
so it's
we
like
all help. Like all really, it's like a big like we all like
right.
sell to each other.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's weird. It's like you'll like have a shirt come into the store and it's like, you got that from them. Oh yeah, I sold that from them. It's just like, it's a big
circle.
yeah, it's a big circle.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have a favorite vintage shop you've ever been to, whether it's in New Orleans or out of state?
Round two for sure.
Yeah.
Round two.
Yeah, round
Which
two.
one?
Let's see. I like the New York one a lot.
Yeah.
I think I've only been to the New York and California one. I feel like
Mhm.
I've been to one other.
They have one in Chicago,
Yeah,
one in
Virginia,
Miami, and
Miami.
originally Virginia.
Yeah.
Virginia's not open anymore, but
Maybe yeah. I've just been to the New York and California one, but
yeah.
I think I like the New York one more just because like. I don't know. It's sick. I like New York, and it's just like just
Okay.
like a small little building. Like it's nothing. It's nothing crazy. That's what's so cool about the stores. Like it's just like just curated so well. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be like massive.
Yeah. I know I've heard them talk as well. Like obviously started in Virginia. It started so much of like vintage and like very 90s theme, very similar and stuff like that. When they expanded into those bigger cities, they kind of had to start to bring in a lot more of the streetwear, like
Mhm.
Supreme, Bape, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Do you see yourself ever moving in that lane, or?
I want to. It's a tricky game though, but like we have been buying a little bit of like, like all the hype and streetwear and shit.
Mhm.
I'm down. It's just hard to figure out what the fakes are. Like that's just like it's a whole
Right.
other thing.
Yeah, I do not doubt that.
But do you still have that with vintage though? Yeah,
Fakes.
fakes, not as much.
Not as much. Like it's like rap tees, like those
Okay.
like big like '90s rap tees. It's like
Gotcha.
those definitely have fakes, and then there's like those mosquito heads I was talking about. It's a lot of it like the like hype like expensive shit.
Right.
But like we don't really have that market down here, so it's
Okay,
like
that makes sense. Yeah.
if someone sold us something fake, I probably just would like I would probably be able to tell. Like
Yeah.
I've seen some fake shit before. It's weird.
But there's probably also an interesting gray area between like made in the 2020s, fake made to look vintage versus like bootleg from the 80s or 90s, which is like it's bootleg
it's scary
but could
because
still be
they've
hot.
gotten it down to like a science.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know who does it, but there's some good fakes.
Yeah, once
Yeah.
anything reaches like a financial like point,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you're gonna figure
someone
out a
can
way
make
to
it
do
fake.
it.
Absolutely.
sure.
And making a t-shirt's not the hardest thing to do, so
Yeah.
it's definitely a thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, we haven't really experienced it much. Like
That's good. Yeah.
knock on wood.
Yeah.
Man. And so since when was hats, you didn't always have the hats up in the store, did you, when you first opened?
Yeah, we've had we had like a few. I need to get more
Okay.
screws. Honestly, there should be a
Yeah.
lot more hats.
I love that concept. I don't know if the cameras are picking it up or not, but having all the hats hanging from the ceiling, it's a great way to like, it's like the action figures. It looks good visually. It looks like art installation.
Yeah,
it fills,
But you're displaying product without jam packing the shelves. or
yeah, it
anything
fills
like that.
space up.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like small ceilings, and like when some of the taller people come in, like
Trying to
Some of the basketball players.
yeah, it's like
bob and weave.
yeah, bob and weave.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a vibe. I love the hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I say I mean, it's a small space, kind of what we said, and like it definitely has a good flow to it. But I don't know. It also kind of gives you the same kind of like vibe as like if you'd go to like an antique store,
Mm-hmm.
because like like you go to those antique stores and it's like like the shelves
Everywhere,
are full.
yeah.
It's kind of like tight, like
Yeah.
corners, but like that's kind of like when you're going to an antique store, you expect that.
That's what you're looking
And that's
for.
kind of like the fun part. The fun part of like going to tiki is kind of like having to like slide by and things like that. So
Yeah,
it kind of has that energy to it, like the hats hanging from the ceiling and all that kind
it's
of
crazy
stuff.
because there could always be more stuff.
Mhm.
Dude, we have like so many of those.
The action
toys, like,
figures.
they could literally be everywhere, but
So do you cycle anything, or do you basically just when there's room to put new stuff, you put new stuff?
yeah, we try to like set it up to where we just have stuff in the cubbies, just like ready to like go whenever we're like it's looking like it's looking a little light, little light, a little.
Throw a couple more pieces in
Yeah,
there.
so
All right.
just really
So a
whenever,
little bit
just
more.
throw,
Yeah.
try to have it packed all the time.
And I
New
think
shit.
since the first time I came here, again probably about a year ago, you had a few sneakers out at the time, but now it looks like you've got more in the shop here. Are you trying to do a little bit? Here's the question I meant to ask you a year ago that I never asked you. Are those pair of Witherspoons yours and not for sale, or are they a pair for sale?
No, those are all for sale.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like sell a lot of shoes, but I try to keep like
hmm
like 4 like just cool pairs, like
Right.
like really cool pairs. Like we really don't have like space, like to be honest,
Yeah,
for like
that makes sense.
back stock of a bunch of like shoe boxes, So, yeah, we just try to like keep a few cool, like like
there-
mainly like stuff that I like.
A year ago, I think you had the Friends and Family Cafe Du Monde Saucons.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I
just
remember walking in and
put
picking them
those
up and
away.
being like, I don't know if these are for sale or if I'm just holding his
Yeah.
personal pair.
no one bought them, and like we were asking like $5.50 for the white pair or something like
Mhm.
that, but no one ever bought them, and I was like, you know what, these are too good to even.
Yeah,
we're just
for
gonna
sure.
go put them away.
It's a great one.
Such a good shoe. I
Yeah.
love that shoe, man. Wish I had more pairs. My pairs a little bit.
Do you have both the Friends and Family and the brown, like the standard colorway?
Yeah,
Which one's your favorite?
I like the brown. The brown is
too.
fucking crazy.
I prefer that one.
But they're both sick. I don't know. At first, I like the white, I think, but then I've
Mhm.
gradually grown to like the brown.
Yeah.
They're both crazy. I
Yeah.
remember that day I was sitting in line to wait to get the sneakers and shit.
Oh, we were in that line
Yeah.
too.
yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
know anybody back then. I think that was before I moved here. So
Yeah, that would have been a
it's
few
funny
years ago
funny how
how things came around.
yeah things could go
Yeah.
around.
How'd you end up getting connected then with Stu and Gus if you didn't know them? You just
Through my
came to know
friend
them
Kiefer.
through? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and it's funny. And like we became good friends, and Stu was telling like Derek, he was always like, "Dude, you got to go to 90's Kids Closet." And then this is a good story. The day after Zion bought a bunch of shit, like I guess I was just like, fuck it. Like I was being an idiot, it was a Saturday, and I was like, dude, we're out of shit. Like it looks empty. Like I'm just gonna close. And then Derek pulled up that day, and like, he put on Instagram. He's like, Stu, this dude's not even open. And then I saw him that night at a bar,
Oh wow.
and we became friends. So
Wow.
just natural stuff.
That is funny.
Just guys being dudes.
Finally pulls up. Fucking
Stu
place.
putting the bug in his ear and he's like, this place isn't even open. This guy doesn't exist. That's hilarious.
Good story.
Yeah. Something else I've been wondering over the process of opening the shop. Because I imagine at first when you opened up here, it was just you working here full time, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's it been like to be able to like have the business grow to a spot where like you can bring your friends on board to like work here and like
It's awesome. My friend Kiefer is like, I guess, like my business partner. You know, he helps me a lot. So like to have someone like I have honestly like a great group of friends. Like it's not like employees. Like my friend Jabari, my friend Micah, and then Micah works like a couple days. My friend Crane, he pulls up every now and then, gets a couple hours in.
There you go.
Who else? Kiefer, Micah, Bari, a little bit of Crane. Yeah, so everyone like helps, like is pretty good with it. I'm OCD, like I'm like very
I
like.
feel like it's hard not to be with like this being your baby in a way, you know, like
so like they're pretty good with that. Like I'm just like overly clean. Like some stuff it's like it doesn't need to be wiped down right now. So that's like it's good. They take care of shit.
All right.
It's nice. It's a good little setup.
Yeah, for
good
sure.
good little thing going.
Got a good team going.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and thank you again, man, for coming on the show. We really appreciate
Thank
you having
y'all.
us out here, being in the shop. It's super cool to get to shoot here.
Yeah, thank y'all. It's cool that y'all do this. Good exposure
Yeah,
for the state. We don't have a lot of we're behind on things.
We are a little bit slow to it.
I've seen y'all's podcast with a lot of the other homies. So
yeah, for sure. It's been really fun for us to, and I think the like the kind of forefront or like front runners that we get exposure wise would be like, Derek in politics obviously gets a lot, but like Derek being the face of it, and then like Philly from Humidity. But there's a ton of people behind the scenes doing stuff as well that like lead to it.
Humidity is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
they're,
for sure.
They're crazy. Like,
it's always just good to go hang out there.
Yeah,
like they're good people.
Yeah, it's the coolest store.
Yeah.
My friend Polo put me on. He's got a lot of fucking shoes.
What's his Tyler?
Yeah.
I don't mean to blow up the spot if he's not trying to go by his name here, but I'm like, I know the guy. I've met him before, but I couldn't remember his name.
He's got a lot of shoes, but he put me on Humidity. He's fucking
sick.
Tight.
Yeah, we got to get him on the show at some point.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He's got a lot of fucking shoes.
Yeah, but yeah,
insane.
we like to highlight people just making moves in somewhat of the sneaker scene. You know what I mean? So definitely, whenever you opened up like a year ago, I remember whenever, like I said, Ryan came here for the opening. He was like, "Dude, we gotta get Aidan. We gotta see if we can get a sit down." So yeah, it's been awesome. It's been great talking to you. Just
thank y'all. I was
trying to
like, I didn't know if y'all were gonna, if it's like a shoe podcast. I was like, I wonder if they'll come do the vintage scene.
I think like you having a bit of a background in it is cool, but like vintage and sneakers are so like
for
very
sure.
hand
Yeah,
in
they're
hand now,
exactly.
you know?
You gotta have the whole outfit. You know what I mean? The shoes may
It's
stand
dope.
out, but you gotta have can't walk out of the house with just that on.
The yin and the yang.
Exactly.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, anything you want to plug, anyone you want to shout out, you can do so in that camera right there. And don't forget anyone.
Yeah, no, I can't
No
shout out one
pressure.
person because then I'm gonna have to shout out everybody. So shout out everybody. Shout out everybody who fucks with the store. We're gonna keep it pushing like always. Thank y'all.
Of course.
Shout out the cameraman.
Absolutely. Thank you, Houston. So,
Getting it in.
thank you, everyone out there, for listening to another episode of State of the Union. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Leave a comment. Let us know what your favorite part of it was. As always, I'm your co-host, Ryan Landry.
I'm your co-host, Tanner Young.
Aidan
My name's
Man.
Aidan Heap. Thank y'all.
Hell yeah. Catch you on the next one. Peace.